CGTN Africa's reporter Jane Kiyo raised a question about China's position towards Africa during a press conference with Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Foreign Minister Wang Yi said the friendship between China and Africa will remain unbreakable. China will step up efforts to help Africa promote development.
Morning, Minister Wang. I'm with CGTN, that's China Global Television Network. Now, in 2018, for the very first time in 12 years, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation will once again be hosted by China right here in Beijing. Now, what outcome do you expect from that summit? Also, Mr. Minister, the world is evolving, so is China. But one thing that seems to remain unchanged for China, at least, is the importance it attaches to Africa's concerns and interests. And I'm kind of wondering how China stays true to its policy on honesty and amicability towards Africa in the new era. Thank you.
祝贺CGTN 取得的积极的这些进展。
Congratulations to the CGTN on your success. General Secretary Xi Jinping once made a powerful statement. China and Africa are friends tested by adversity. Such friends must never be forgotten. So be assured, no matter how the world may change, or what others might say, the profound friendship between China and Africa will remain unbreakable, and China's promise of sincerity, real results, friendship, and good faith will remain true. As Africa's brother and partner, China will always attach particular importance to the needs and interests of African countries. Africa's concerns are China's concerns. Africa's priorities are China's priorities. Africa faces the twin challenges of maintaining peace and security and of promoting development and revitalization. In response to its needs, China will step up mediation in regional flashpoints, as well as cooperation with African countries on unconventional security threats, such as terrorism, piracy, and natural disaster, and help them build capacity for ensuring their own peace and security. Africa is an indispensable partner in our effort to build a global community with a shared future. China welcomes our African brothers and sisters to get on board its fast train of development. The FOCAC summit scheduled for September will bring together Chinese and African leaders again, 12 years after their last gathering in Beijing. They will discuss China-Africa cooperation in the new era and focus on jointly advancing the Belt and Road Initiative and turning China and Africa into a community with a shared future. By aligning the Belt and Road Initiative with the UN's 2030 Agenda, the AU's Agenda 2063, and the development strategies of individual African countries, we will give wings to China-Africa cooperation to help it soar to greater heights. Thank you.
Let's now cross over live to Beijing, where Jane Kiyo is joining us from with an update. Jane, we've heard Foreign Minister Wang Yi saying that China and Africa friendship will remain unbreakable no matter what. What more can you tell us about Minister Wang Yi's statement?
Well, Penina, it's a pretty strong statement, and given its timing, it could be seen as a subtle response to its critics. And it's basically, this is in response to the critics who have been criticizing China's response over its economic policies and approach towards Africa. And this is not the first time we've actually had this statement from Foreign Minister Wang Yi. President Xi Jinping has equally said the same. And he is the main driver of China's diplomatic resolve. And what China is saying at this point is that it's forging ahead with its plans with Africa, and it's simply saying that it sees a brighter and stronger future with Africa. And we are beginning with that important summit that's happening this September here in Beijing, the FOCAC summits. That's the Forum on China-Africa, or rather the FOCAC on China-Africa Cooperation, which is meant to strengthen relations and open up dialogue between China and Africa in different sectors. During the last summit that was in 2015, remember President Xi Jinping did make a major announcement, 60 billion worth of investments across Africa. This time round, of course, there are major expectations. And don't forget that this is only one of the 4 major summits that Beijing, rather China, will be hosting this time round, simply showing that the kind of importance it's attaching to Africa.
And speaking about cooperation between China and Africa, the two have cooperated in many areas. What are the key areas, apart from infrastructure development? What other help can China give to Africa?
Well, Penina, we've seen a lot of diversification from China, including sending medical teams to at least 40 African countries, and we saw the kind of impact that they had during the Ebola crisis. We've also seen Chinese diplomats get involved in regional issues or regional conflicts, beginning with the South Sudan crisis, trying to resolve the Djibouti-Eritrea dispute. And right now we're also seeing a lot of Chinese peacekeepers in several African countries. And Foreign Minister Wang Yi says that China is about to step up those efforts to cooperate with African countries in fighting terrorism, in trying to secure the region. And however, he also says this can only be done through peaceful means, through respect, and also if the issue is justifiable. And what he simply means is that China's non-interference policy continues to hold, and there's no way that China is going to change that policy. However, we can look at it in a different way, perhaps that China is trying to say that as its status in the world rises, what it's trying to do is trying to gain or obtain more responsibilities. Penina?
All right, Jane Kiyo live for us there in Beijing. Thank you.